Well, moving onward, and then we had Becky and Bianca backstage talking to each other about Charlotte. They're worried there. But then here comes the segment with Carlito and Escobar to explain, well, not explain, but they did a history package and explained it and Rey Mysterio's involvement, but to plug their match. And Carlito does the promo and he's taken up for Rey and he's going to get even with Escobar. And then he apologizes for you who don't speak Spanish. I want to make sure he knows exactly what I'm saying. And he chews Escobar out in Spanish for a while. So it kind of lost a portion of the audience, but it sounded good. But then here comes Escobar. And besides that, I've noted that, again, it's always the same with every interview segment. It's almost like the South Park parody where you talk about the guy and they make fun of it on the programs. You talk about the guy and then here he comes. But every time, but now he's speaking Spanish too, and they're going back and forth between Spanish and English. And I'm losing the train of thought here to some degree, except they're mad at each other. But
it was like live action San Antonio wrestling, Southwest wrestling, but
yes,
one person doing both roles, because Escobar would say something and then say what he said in English, and then he would say it again, and then he would do it. He kept doing that, but it's hard for
I think maybe whether it was the same shit or different shit.
Yeah, it's hard for either audience to keep track. Did you see? There's a video going around. I hate to interrupt. Now you said what you just said. Jimmy Carter told some story that he went to Japan and he told some joke, and the translator he had said it a lot quicker than he said it, and the room was laughing. So he asked he found out what the translator said. The translator said to the room, "President Carter just made a joke. It's funny." And everyone started laughing. But back to Carlito and Escobar.
Anyway, the bone of contention here was over whose family Rey Mysterio was. Escobar, he was my family. You took everything away from me. And Carlito's, he's my family. Well, they got in a fight, and then Carlito beat him up, and then the referees came out and separated him, and then Escobar came back with a cheap jump from the side and leveled Carlito. And then after they went to a break, and they come back, and they're helping Carlito further, the officials or whoever the fuck, and Escobar attacks him. And Dragon Lee runs in and does a Hurricane Rana off an equipment case. And Escobar ran on purpose about 10 feet forward to run headfirst into another case. And boom, he's been attacked. And basically, they go to a match involving Purely Dreary and the Brawling Brutes and Not a Chance, Purely Dreary rule. But they come back. And Nick Aldis updates us that Carlito is hurt and cannot compete at the Survivor Series. So he's going to postpone that match, and Dragon Lee comes in and says, "I'll take the match," and Aldis grants it. And I wrote, "Oh, fuck me." Because what did I say would probably be the best of a normal match on this program when we previewed it was Carlito and fucking Escobar. Carlito's a veteran. They're going to want to do good. I bet you they could have a good match. The issues there was Carlito. He obviously, they wouldn't have known he was injured that quickly unless this was written. Was he hurt before and they let him go through the angle? What happened here?
I'm not exactly sure, because the other thing, too, is the person they put in the match, who they've been building up on their show, Dragon Lee, it didn't exactly help him being in that match substituted in for Carlito. So
no,
the whole thing is puzzling.
So it was less than 10 minutes after this television presentation here, the angle, but when they said, well, he's hurt, he can't compete. So, I mean, he didn't do a lot in this fight, but Maybe he was hurt before. This is what they did to explain it. But regardless, we got a massive downgrade on the match there. So all right.